Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? Aiden Smith and Joel Mercado here. We are back.
Let's
We are
go.
back with an episode with Paint Your Path podcast. And man, this start to the year has been something, right? I mean, the Birds just won. The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
Let's go.
I don't know if you can see, but I'm rocking my jersey. My man Nick Foles was the honorary captain and got a Super Bowl jersey. It was meant to be. It was destiny, bro.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Locked in.
I wish I was in the city when that was like,
Dude.
oh, it would have been crazy. The energy there, dude.
Yeah, if you follow me on Facebook or my friend, I posted a video of like a bunch of my boys at the tailgate, and they're like, send the Commanders. I don't care if it's the Admirals, the Generals. Eagles by 14, let's go. And, it just got me so hyped. I was like, Birds by a million.
Yeah, man. That's shit. Awesome.
Yeah, if anybody's listening, me and Joel are big Eagles fans, obviously from the 100%. Philadelphia area, so this is big for us. So if you can't relate, maybe your team's going next year. I don't know what to tell
you. Sorry. And if you're a Chiefs fan, sorry.
Yeah, we're taking Mahomes' head and putting it on a silver platter. He's done.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, bro, you've been all over the place, man. Tell me, what's up? What's up with you?
Brother, it's been wild. Just got back from Canada. This first time ever. So I was excited. My brother was like, dude, you finally get to say you're an international speaker. I was like, ooh,
hell okay.
Yeah. So I had the benefit and the honor to speak to some students called Scholars Edge. So they're all paint students. They have the summer program and whatnot. So did that, and shout out to Wilson Pro Painting as well. They're the ones that brought me out there. They own both. So it's like a franchise company. But hey, man, it was all through PaintCon. They saw me speaking at PaintCon, and then they hired me to go to Canada and speak to the students. So that was really awesome. And man, it's been awesome, dude. I can't complain.
Isn't it electric to get in front of people and just do what you do?
Bro, it's you don't even think about it, right? You're like, okay, awesome. And then you do it and you're like, man, I'm actually doing what I'm been saying I want to do and passionate about. So it's been awesome,
bro.
Man.
Dude, yeah. I saw the pictures. I said it before we hopped on. Yeah. The mountain picture. I mean, if you follow Joel on Instagram, I mean, it's one of the most epic photos I've seen in a long time. Bro. Like, you're conquering mountains out there, bro. Literally.
Well, it's hilarious, right? Because, like, obviously, I haven't networked in years. Like, remember, I always tell you guys this, like, when I got into painting, it was like I went like dark mode, and I was just like, I got to learn this whole new trade, and I didn't network anymore. It was just like my business. That was it.
Yeah.
And now that we're doing more of our coaching, how awesome is it that we're meeting like great individuals? And the first thing I get is, hey, I'm heading to Canada. Dude, I need to take you here. We're going to go to Whistler. We're going to go to Pemberton. We're going to go hiking. And I'm like, here I am thinking I'm going to speak at an event. I'm not thinking about the connections that they live right where I'm going to be. Yeah. And they're offering this to me. Like, that to me was like the moment. I was like, dang, dude, like they're taking me somewhere I'd never imagined I'd ever be.
It's incredible,
and I'm not going to just stick in a hotel. Like, they're literally showing me places I never thought I'd see. So I feel very fortunate, and it's like, it's happening to both of us, right? Like,
bro,
you've driven or flown places, right? Like,
oh my gosh, dude. Bro, growing up, I mean, we'll get into it at one point in this whole podcast journey, but I had nothing, like literally, bro, like ground up, bro, as much as you can say it. And for me to be flying to California with you, Colorado next week with all the PCA and whatnot, this is not stuff that I thought was going to happen in my life.
Yes.
Like, I mean, this is stuff that you can't even write up, but it's because we're on a mission, bro. It's like we have bigger plans than just us, right? We didn't think about it's just us and, we're going to get there. We're going to make the money, blah, blah. It was like, no, like we're making a difference. People are seeing how genuine we are in what we do. And it's like, bro, that's what you want around you, good people.
100%.
Like Sam, right? He came into our coaching call and he did his first one with us and it went awesome. This guy's a stud, right? We all knew this, but we went on and he was like, hey, is anybody like catching on with this? And before anybody even said anything, I was like, hey guys, I don't know about you, but like, this is what I want to be, the cause I want to be on, around people that are motivating, that are trying to be better every single day. Cause a lot of stuff he talks about is sales, mindset, not sales, but mindset, like
Yeah.
motivational, self-discipline. I'm like, I'll take this call over anything else any day of the week,
100%.
So, you're putting yourself in the position and you earn this, bro.
Yeah.
You're making a difference in people's lives, bro. This
I
is
love
it.
it.
But I would say too,
100%.
networking is like a secret weapon, right? Even
Mm-hmm.
for painting contractors. Not many painting contractors see themselves as somebody that has to network or get out there and shake hands, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
think, oh, I can pay Angie and I'll get all the leads in the world, right? Or Facebook advertiser, whatever the case may be. It's like, there's a difference in shaking hands and getting to know people, Like, I didn't even realize the job we started today, full interior, it has came from just a string of knowing people. Like, just
Yeah.
moved out here, started like, meeting people, shaking hands and whatnot. And one of the guys in my coaching is like, hey, was that from those same like realtor people? And I'm like, how do you know that? He was like, it looked like the same one you did last time. And I'm like, I didn't even realize, like, this has just been like, hey, he told me this. He told me, you were a good painter. And then this person gave you her number and blah, blah, blah. Dude,
Yeah.
that has such a good impact on your business. And all you had to do was plant a seed, do what you do best, and deliver a good product. And people are going to pass you around. Same with
100%.
coaching.
Oh my God. Yeah. It just never ends, dude. And it's like, now you get into the network, you don't want to stop either, right? Because it just like
Mm-hmm.
fuels you. You're like, oh man, like, and the cool part is it's not even like networking for a reason, like oh, I need a network to get this one
Right.
thing. It's just really good to get to know people, be a part of their lives, understand what they're like. My goal when I network, I go, how can I help you?
Dude.
Right? Like, how can I help you? Where can I put you somewhere to help you out? And I just feel like when you have that perspective in life, everything else just comes after that, right? It just follows
100%.
you.
100%.
So yeah,
And
man.
you're no longer trying to be somebody you're not, right? Because it's natural, right? It's
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because you earn that relationship with that person.
Dude.
It's a
I
different feeling.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say names, right? But it happened at PaintCon, right? I could tell like certain things, like when there was a certain individual that came up to me in a group, and you could tell he was just pushing and pushing a product, and I'm like, dude, like
Yeah.
we're here to enjoy and give, right? And not to say any names or anything like that, but you could just tell immediately
Yeah.
someone's purpose and what they're trying to achieve within that circle. And it's interesting like how people can read that and feel it, right? And
Yeah.
I just can't do that, right? Even if I'm at like a sales convention, I'm still just like, hey man, like I'm just being me, doing whatever I have to do, and I'm just like, how can I help you, right? And
100%.
when you look at it that way, you'd be shocked how fast things start to work for you because people see that you're being genuine, you're building a relationship, and that's more important than anything else. So I only say that so that any individuals that are listening or watching this, please be aware of that. Like Aiden and we're going to be in a group. We're going to listen. We're going to pay attention. We're going to know what your motives are.
Yeah.
And if you can learn something, your motive should be serving, and then everything else comes, right? And um, that's just what I have to say about networking. So,
Dude, that's so funny because like it's so true. And I'm not gonna lie, I had that mentality before.
sure, same.
Like I'll be fully transparent. When I first started my sales career and I had to go around and sell phones with
Yep,
Verizon and whatnot, it was like I was going to these network events knowing I need to hit a quota.
of course.
It was just like, look, I'm here because not because I want to, because I have to, right? And
Yes.
bro, people smell that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll never get where you want to be acting that way. And I get it, right? There is a time where you do have to sell, right? There is a time where look, you got to hit your numbers, is what it is. But
Yep.
like, man, you're so better off playing the long game and just getting to know people because man, if you go with person first besides business, dude, now you open up a can of worms that you get invited to different places. Hey, come to my house. Hey, we're going to this event.
Yeah.
You're invited, Aiden. And it's like, you never even expect it. And then it comes full circle and then they start buying from you. And you're like, damn, this is so crazy. It paid off. But not only that, now I have a good buddy that I could refer people to, right? It
Mm-hmm.
comes like full circle. And all you did was have good intentions, not rush anything, and just try to bring value where you can. And sometimes not a good fit. Doesn't mean later on it won't be though,
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
so interesting, right? Like even recently I had to choose, I went with Micah for the website,
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's like a big thing for us, right? We want to do it the right way. It's what we teach everybody to do and whatnot. There were other people that wanted to do the website. We're going to give you
Yeah.
good deals. We're going to say, hey, Aiden, like we'll take care of you. We understand, we're going to bring clients to us. But me and Mike have a personal relationship. We met each
Yep.
other. We did events. We had conversations. I met his wife, right? He takes
Yep.
care of my clients, and like that's all I could ask for. And I don't care what it takes. I want to work with you. That's just how it is,
Yep.
you know?
Same, dude. I said the exact same thing about that. So it's funny how that alignment's there, right?
Yeah.
It's inevitable. What a
100%.
lot of people don't realize either is like when you build a network like that and a trust, since we're talking about network, right? It's trust. Like immediately, right after PaintCon, when people started watching you, they're like, "Hey, Joel, I want to work with Aiden." I'm like, "Yes, please go do it." Like, and we were
Yeah.
just talking about the other day. Like, I have some clients that work with you, that work with me, and mine work with me, that work with you.
Vice versa,
If
right?
that didn't build that way, right? There's a trust factor in that. That it's like, hey, you're literally going to learn new things that are going to benefit you. It's
Yeah.
not even me or Aiden. It's the bringing us both in the mix. How much of a benefit are they getting that they trust both parties and that we're willing to call each other and be like, hey man, like how can you help them with this, or how can I help you with this? And that alone, the objective is we're trying to help them.
Mm-hmm.
So, my intentions aren't to only it be me. It's like, well, I got into coaching because I want to help people. No
Yeah.
different than you getting into coaching, right? So that's what a coach is.
Yeah. Dude,
Right? Like
that's
a
it.
coach helps.
That's an awesome segue too, because you've been cooking up some new stuff, right? And another
Yeah.
factor of this is like we are literally listening to what the people are telling us they're struggling with
Yes.
and the
Yes.
weaknesses they have and things they want to improve upon. And we're the ones coming up with solutions because they're too busy in their day to day. See how that
Yes.
dynamic works? It's
Yes.
like we're not saying, oh, we have this new thing, go try it out, see what you think. It's like we've made this just because you guys asked us for it.
Yes.
So
Huge.
you're working on this whole automation thing, and
Yeah.
Ryan kind of showed me a little bit of what he's going on, and I'm like, bro, this is like gold.
It is,
Yeah.
bro.
Like he showed me the paint ordering one, and I'm like, bruh,
Yeah.
this is
We
really
literally
really
just
good,
ripped that last night. No, yesterday or Saturday. No, Saturday.
dude.
Literally that
That's
the paint
insane.
orders thing. We got on a call Saturday and I was like, what about this? And he's like,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
it's wild, right? Because I'm not a tech guy.
Yeah.
And here's Ryan, and he's like, oh, I could do these things. And I'm like, great. So now my creative business mind goes, that's a solution that I need for my own business.
Exactly.
What do you think is going to happen for the rest of the painters? So it's so interesting, right? Like, and you said that too. I had no intentions of creating a painting full on program at all.
Yeah.
My intentions were to just help people with just purely mindset. And like you said, I keep hearing problems, and I'm like, well, I have those solutions. I just need to put
Mm-hmm.
them somewhere. So I agree with you. And I've seen your school community, you're like, boom, here's my template. Like, you guys can rip this.
Yeah.
Like, how cool is that, right? To have that available and saying, hey, I just had this designed. Take this template, make it your own, go.
Yeah.
Love
That's
that,
what we're
dude.
doing right now with like the door hangers, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
obviously door to door is this new thing that's like big, and there's certain people out there that are really good at it. We're trying to
Yep.
make our own style for our guys, right? Just so they
Yep.
have that extra avenue of income they can go into. And we have our templates, we give them to our clients and whatnot. And today, funny story. So what we do is we do blitzing. And if you follow my page, you've heard of it. But
Yep.
basically, hey, if we have a job, here are all the things that have to happen on that job.
Mm.
Yard sign guys got to go down, right? You have the same process, right?
Yep.
Guys got
Yep.
to wear their shirts, right? But not only that, right? Could we get that free press? You have the stickers on the trucks and wrapped vans and stuff like that. You have a guy, it could be me, right? Depending if I'm checking in or just popping by, whatever. But have a guy or a supervisor go in and disperse all the door hangers to the immediate area, right? So it's like
Yep.
there's no way that you cannot hear about us, right? So we're giving our best effort to try and capitalize on the area, especially in the better areas that we work in. Like we're really on it. So we had a guy go out there today. He's my brother-in-law. He helps me out, part time. And yo, Aiden, some Karen just stopped me. And I'm like, what happened? He's
Is that what I
like,
just saw earlier? Nice.
He's
Go
like,
ahead, go
bro,
ahead.
he's like, I put my door hanger on the door. She comes out and she goes, you can't be doing this. And she rips it up. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And he's like a younger kid, doesn't have like, crazy confidence. And I just
Yeah.
felt so bad for her. But at the same time, I was like, F her. Keep going, bro. Walk down the street and keep going. Because I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
this isn't an HOA area. This is you trying to just, I get it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But it's funny because you walk up, you go into those challenges, and those are things you got to think about and deal with
I love
when
that
you're
you say
grinding.
that, man. Because how old is he, if you don't mind me asking?
You would think I know this, right? 20.
Awesome. I was that exact age when I was door knocking
Mm-hmm.
in the gym industry. And it's what built my confidence to be a better sales rep and to be able to do whatever it takes. So, I mean, good for him. I'm excited that he
Yeah,
went through
for sure.
that.
Yeah, he like wants to be my production manager because he saw what I was doing with the job. Like, basically one of the other process. I'm gonna give this game out just because we're trying to add value and
Yeah.
stuff. But I use
Yeah.
a app called we have Company Cam, but I don't know why. But I just like this app called Site Audit Pro. I
Site
basically
audit
keep
pro.
it. Yeah, I keep it in house. I only send it sometimes to the supervisor, or if the customer's kind of like eerie about what's going on. So this
Mm.
job hasn't been going too great, so we're trying to keep them like a little bit more confidence. So basically we make a report, right? It's only $15, not even monthly. It's just like one time. But
Oh,
anyway,
wow.
you take pictures, you just like Company Cam, you circle the areas, make annotations and notes, and then you send them a PDF. And what I do is I send it to the customer and my supervisor, so they both know that, hey, my supervisor is going to take care of all these problem areas. But on top of that, you have the closure of, hey, you saw that, well, we also did, probably even before you're
Yes.
saying anything. So before you can come out and like say something, we're going to say, hey, we're proactively taking care of it. So
Wow. Dude, that's huge though, because you look at, man, you and I can rip forever. So like real fast, that's the production stuff that a lot of people miss, is the proactivity of production.
mm-hmm.
You're like, all right, I foresee this being an issue. Let's put them at ease, and then let's get the production manager and the customer put together on here.
Yeah.
Done. We haven't even started it yet, and here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's important, man, in production. And a lot of people ask, like, hey, why do you talk so much about production? It's because of those things. You want to see foreseeable issues before they happen.
Yeah.
You do that, you're ahead of the game already. So
It's
that's a
also the
nice
heart of your business,
100%.
It's like if you're not satisfying your customers and having a process for all that, man, it's going to be tough to scale. You're going
Yep.
to have problem after problem. That's why you got to get the right guys in there. And it's so important that you distinguish, hey, this isn't an ideal candidate for production, right? Like we just talked about my brother-in-law. He wants to be in that position, but if you can't handle a Karen ripping up your door hanger, bro, you're not going to be handling these multi-million-dollar property owners, bro,
Yeah, yeah.
So you got a
Yeah.
long way to go, but we'll see, man. It was funny. But yeah, I mean, that's something I did since I worked at CertaPro, and just kind of was like, I really like this process and I'm going to keep doing it. So
That's awesome.
yeah. So until we build that up and get those people to, like a production manager in there to help us with that, I'll have to take the buck on the ones that I see that aren't going too well.
Yeah, yeah. Man. So tell me about a little bit of PCA, man, the preparation. What do you what are you gonna throw out there? Can we tell the audience? I mean, obviously by
Dude.
the time it
Yeah, for
drops,
sure.
you already
Well,
did it.
we're gonna try and drop this, before PCA. It'll probably go that Tuesday. So
Okay.
PCA will probably commence. So somebody listening might even be there right now. So
Yeah.
but anyway, so PCA is really cool because they just reached out, and I'm going to be a panelist for estimating, right? So
Okay.
somebody put in the word, say, hey, Aiden's the guy, get him on there. And then they reached out and said they want me to do a breakout session also. So like a
Nice.
meld workshop type thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I do that, all day and night with our coaching clients, right? Just going through like production rates. So I'm excited. I was like, damn, I didn't even know this opportunity was available. And they were like, hey, we need as many people as we can get. I said, I'm in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
So
awesome, dude.
just being ready for the opportunity. And now I get to be, get to know these guys, become somebody that they can at least consider on the next run, right?
Yep.
Build off of that. So like, that's how I see it. Opportunity. I'm in, coach, whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just recorded a video for the main person setting it up. She just wanted to get to know me, right? She was like, hey, I looked into you a little bit, but I want to know, like, hey, what are your strengths? What can you speak to? I want to make sure that we set you up for success and whatnot. So I just gave her a Loom video about 20 minutes long, and I just went through everything. I was like, here's what I do. Here's who I am. here's how I would handle these situations, these questions you're asking me. And it was funny because I was having fun with it. I was like, they're like, what struggles do you see in estimating, or like, what's an estimate that, you hit on the money, and what's one that you really struggled with? So I got to kind of play a little bit of, damn, I remember this estimate, That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's awesome. I foresee 2026 you'll be one of the main speakers. Just
Damn. I hope, man.
I'm throwing it out there because like the way you're evolving and the things that you're adding value to the community, dude, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
I hope someone from PCA hears this, by the way. I would be shocked.
You too, bro. I mean, you're already doing all this stuff, but for sure. Yeah, it's interesting, right? But all it is me doing what I know, marketing it out there and helping people. And then people, like, I didn't put an application to be a speaker in the PCA.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I did, but somebody asked me, right?
Yeah.
Somebody was like, hey, do you want to be that opportunity? If it's presented to me, I'm running with it, right?
100%.
And, so I don't know. It's funny, man. It's funny how life happens. Like on your second ever PCA, you're speaking or doing anything related to that. It's freaking awesome. Not to mention we're freaking flying out with Tanner's team, staying with him, the DripJobs Airbnb the first night. Bro, this is all sick stuff.
This is awesome.
Like,
yeah.
I'm getting hyped up right now.
Yeah. As you should, dude. That's super exciting because I remember meeting you last year and you were at the DripJobs location, like the booth, man. That was super cool. So
yeah, they do a big. We just talked about their update actually on the last pod. Did you see it yet?
Yeah, so it's the pipeline update today. That
new interface and all that. Dude, it looks clean.
Bro, it's sick. Wait till oh my God. My brain is on so many different things. Wait till you see the automations. Did Ryan tell you about the label communication?
No, he did ask about the labels, and I said, we use it for mainly follow-up. So anybody that's wondering what we're talking about on DripJobs and really any CRM, you should be able to label kind of like the prospects that are in your pipeline, right?
Yep.
So we'll say like bad number, call back, right? Left voicemail, those kind of labels. So
okay,
what happened? What happened with that though?
Yeah, so we're creating a Slack channel. So where when you communicate the label, you can communicate the label. So let's say it's a sales issue. You can actually put sales Joel. Boom, that label communicates right to Slack and it tells us the full communication of what's going on with that customer. So like the automations that he's doing right now, we're implementing my sheets. So all the data that we've used for years, we're automating the sheets. We're also automating DripJobs to Slack for all communications through DripJobs. Wow. So the moment you push anything from DripJobs, it's going right to Slack. It's also going to open a company cam profile immediately for a new client. So the moment you have that, it's in a Slack channel. So the moment you go to the job site, it's already automated. You just click on that direction, boom, done, take the photos. And then all of the client communications is through Slack. So it's like everything
they can reach you through Slack?
What's that?
Can they reach you through Slack?
No, it's all internal.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and what my brain goes to now is I want something to automate where the customer can see progress within our communication as well.
So the communication, they can see on company cam, right? Correct. So like what we do is, hey, guys, at the end of the day, upload your photos to company cam, what you guys got done, or any pre-existing conditions. They'll say like, not us, right? Paint on the roof, right? Something like that.
Got it.
Just so they know that the customer sees it and they see the progress of how this day is progressing, right? I don't know if that's something you guys can add to the mix, I'm
sure we can. It's a question I'll ask Ryan because we're trying to streamline all this. Like we're almost done. Like
Slack's big, I guess, right? Because I haven't jumped on the Slack train. I only do it
until now. It's wild.
I guess it's the new thing, dude.
Well, once you see, once we announce it, you'll notice why. Because all of our communications right now, we have like text threads. So I have like a purchase order thread. I have an office managed thread. I have a sales thread. A leads thread. So really what Ryan did was he took our internal processes, because obviously I coach him. So like he saw our internal processes and he's like, dude, we could save more time by automating all this. And I was like, well, I don't use Slack. And he's like, well, watch. And we went right in through this whole Slack communications. And I'm like, dude, like, even if it saves a minute a day, each task, think about how much that is in a year. And then especially if you're scaling, and don't get me wrong, I know there's like stacks and stuff guys are doing, but I think this automations is going to be great from 0 to like $2 million business. Like I
Yeah.
really truly believe
Well,
that
as you
this
start
will
to build
fix
it
all
out
that.
too, you never know what else it can do, you know?
Exactly.
That's what we keep finding too. It's like the more we
Right?
build this shit out, it's like the more people we're able to help, even if they take a portion of it,
Mm-hmm.
and apply it in like, hey, maybe we just use it for our admin and production manager, but it doesn't
Yep.
touch the sales rep or vice versa, however you want to do it. But it's so funny how you continue to work this stuff. And even with DripJobs, right? They're now doing these updates to
Yeah.
accommodate for higher, like, I don't know if anybody noticed, but when they made this update, it was interesting to me because being in corporate before and seeing how things are, and you probably know this in the gym industry, that's more typical to a professional, like large company CRM now.
Yeah.
Everything's in one spot. You don't got to go nowhere.
Yes.
Like Salesforce, everything's right in front of you. You see all the deals, you see the total amount they did with you, who's associated with the account or whatnot. It's probably the next step, right? Like getting the management companies and the realty offices, and then you have your people under. That's probably the next step. Tanner, if you're listening, go ahead and implement
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that's probably the next step. But I think we're headed in the right direction, which is really
100%.
good for an all-in-one CRM. It's like, what's crazy though? Some people listening to this still don't have a CRM.
Bro, I just heard today, actually, it's weird. They're like, hey, we're still handwriting. My first call this morning, they said, we're still handwriting estimates. I'm like, dude, like,
God
I know it
bless.
sounds wild. Spend $149,
Yeah.
even if it's just for one user. Watch how that professionalizes you.
Yep.
Just off that.
Dude, I
And
used to run.
it's
Go ahead.
wild.
My bad.
No, go ahead. Like, it's
Okay.
just wild to me.
No, it
Yeah.
is. That again, that's why we're needed. But I used to use the Paintbox app. This is an app that, again, super cheap, $20 a month, but it's almost like a calculator, right? I go in, measure how I do, 10 by 12, whatever. And then in the back end, all I put is $1.10 walls, $1.50 ceilings, whatever the numbers are. And then at the end, it's like, here's my bid. I don't really got to think about it, right? Super simple. It's like a simplified paint scout, but even that will get you in the right direction because at least you could send the formal quote now. You know why your price is what it is. And it's like you can manipulate it to get whatever you want, and then it predicts your paint as well. It's pretty cool. Paintbox app. I don't use them anymore, but I used to.
Look at Aiden. You should have like affiliates like, hey, Paintbox app, shout out, sponsored by. No.
You know what's funny, bro? Early on, I reached out to them when I first started my coaching. I probably did 20 videos, not much success, but I said, hey, I'm doing this coaching thing. Would you guys be interested? They emailed and said, hey, we're shutting down. We don't update the interface anymore. Whatever's out there is out there. So I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe 6 months later, we're revamping it. We just reinvested. Hey, if you're looking for a partnership, I'm like, sorry, I'm already with these guys.
Yeah.
I was like, you missed the boat, bro.
Yeah, dude. Wow.
Yeah, that's funny. Sticking to estimating, I want to talk about virtual estimating. Are you doing anything with that right now?
Not at all.
We're not really either. Like I did, back when I was like running the Philly business remote, right? Because I had to, right?
Sure.
So basically, hey, give me the data. I'll put the numbers together, right? So I had my sub go out there and he would literally do the estimate and everything. And it was a pretty solid process. But now, because, and this is anybody listening in Florida or that has Florida similar homes like Arizona, maybe.
Yep.
Maybe even some Cali. But if you have 4 pictures of each side of the house, front, side, and back, right? Let's just say your customer's like, hey, I want an exterior estimate. Take the picture. Any cracks, peeling, areas that you're like, hey, I don't really feel comfortable about, give us those pictures as well. As long as we get the address, we can give you the bid. Now we use Google Earth. We got the 4 photos plus problem areas. As long as nothing unforeseen pops up while we're there, like rotted wood, which we can address and put in like the contract, we should be able to give out virtual bids all day and night, especially on these stucco repaints out here.
Should be easier for the exteriors for sure, right? Like I've thought about virtual. There's just that part of, and this is what I love about you guys. Like you guys are always like, Joel, try this or see this, and you're opening up my mind, right? Because like there's still that element that I like to do face to face, but I guess I'd have to look at like, hey, what does that look like when you do the bid? It's virtual. But now I know for me, when I think of that, I'm like, well, I am pretty busy to have someone come to my house. And if they can give me an accurate virtual estimate and sit down with me for 15, 20 minutes on the phone, I'd actually be open to that,
What
to
about
hear
Zoom?
their process. I would do that too. I mean, this is all I do all day. So it's like, it is definitely changing my perspective because I'm like, I'm at a laptop or a computer all day.
Yeah.
It would be more convenient to just hop off a call,
Yeah.
hop on the next one and be like, yeah, I got 20, 30 minutes blocked off,
Yeah.
meet the person, get to know them, go over the estimate. I would buy from someone like that.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
right?
So, God.
So, dude, I have a whole thing in my head that I'm going to be probably putting together and test running on my own company. We've already gave a test at it, but we still got to iron out some things.
Yeah.
But if I can get this system down, bro, and I can, even have a salesperson that saves the gas, saves the time. Yeah, for more complex stuff, let's get out there. Some
Sure.
people just would want you to come out. But those busy mom, dads, corporate America people that are just like, hey, this is the new way of the world. I'm cool with it. As
Yeah.
long as we have the name behind us, the reviews, the credibility, and we could put on a slam dunk Zoom presentation for them, why not?
And how many more could you do in a day
That's what I'm
because of that?
saying.
Man. Woo,
And it's
I
like,
love
what?
it.
You got a guy in the field that kind of makes sure it is what it is. Maybe stops by in his route for production just to make sure there's nothing unforeseen, right? Or like if before we get there, the job starts, hey, we just do a quick walkthrough around just to make sure that, like I said, there's no add-ons, right?
Yep. Yep.
I don't know, man. There's something there.
Hey, whenever you release it, I'll buy it.
Right?
Teach
Nah,
me your program. I'll
there's
do it.
other stuff out there. And for sure, like even on the panel, like Eric,
Yep.
Eric Fosh, not something like that. His last
Yeah.
name, Pathfinder.
He does it virtual a lot, doesn't he?
He does virtual a lot. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
traveling a lot too. Met him though, really, really cool guy. We talk a little bit, but I think I want to pick his brain at the PCA. Right, this is the cool thing about networking. We get to kind of see what everybody else is doing, right? And I kind of want to take my base idea and what I think I can do right now, combine it with a little bit of what he got. I think we got something, bro.
Sheesh.
I think we got something.
I can't wait, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited,
awesome,
man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. So what else happening? What else is going on, bro?
Oh man. So
you released a new page?
Yeah. So at first the page was like Joel the Painter at 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And then I really started thinking, I'm like, a lot of stuff's changing so fast for me that I was like, I better just make it a contractor specific program now instead of just being Joel. So now it's called Contractor Excellence. And that's part of the program I'm releasing soon. So I fly out to Arizona this Thursday, and Friday I'm at the Den at Andy Elliott's headquarters, and we're recording. We're ripping a 12-week course. And in that 12-week course, yeah, thanks, man. I'm going to put on this page just all contractor specific content. So all the mindset stuff will be on my personal stuff. But now moving forward, at first I was just going to only do painting and put painting stuff there. I'm actually opening that up to all contractors.
Think you should.
Yeah, I'm trying to open up more of the network. I'm really connected with roofers. I have some roofing clients now. So I'm really trying to get into the contracting field some more and finding out, what are some commonalities that we're seeing so I can bring more value to the paint community and also back to them. So it's going to be a contractor specific page. I just started putting things together. Over time, you'll see branding will change, content will change.
Yeah.
But because of the course I'm releasing, it's going to be contractor specific now.
Love that. Yeah. So if you're looking, check this out. Contractor Excellence, one word on Instagram. Go give him a follow, show love. He's going to be, freaking building that thing. That's awesome, man.
Watch, it'll blow up really fast.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny that you said kind of expanding the horizon to not just painting contractors. Cause dude, I kind of feel the same way in the fact that even the things that we teach on the business fundamentals, professionalizing, the different type of strategies for marketing, they can get applied to all contracting, right? Not just painting, right? So I'm happy you said that. And I'm actually trying to get on a podcast right now. It's called I think it's called the Green Grind. And
Okay.
it's a guy who, got his living in landscaping. And he is actually a client of my coach Ben's, his painting business. And they're
Okay.
good
Yeah. Yeah.
buddies. And I was like, dude, I will fly out to Iowa, sit in his podcast. We'll do it. I'll open the can of worms and we'll just get it in like some contractor buddies. I was like, dude, I'm
Love
ready.
it.
Like, let's start
Yeah.
just opening it up, man, to whoever's out there in our contracting space, because we're all cut from the same cloth as far as we all have the same things we're dealing with. We all have the same
Yeah.
solutions that we're trying to implement, just different products, different services,
100%.
It's
Well,
so
and
funny.
it's like, I always talk about begin with the end in mind. And when I first got involved with this, I always said, hey, I'm going to always teach mindset. So that at the end of the day, that never will change, right? Um, but then I was like, okay, well, how do I do that? I'm going to outgrow a certain community at some point, and I need to hit the masses. It's the goal is to change people's mindsets. It's not necessarily just the business for me. So that's when I was like, I need to hit all contractors, so that way
Yeah.
now I can hit the masses and then build a program where that becomes automatic for those guys. And then I can focus on the more higher level mindset trainings and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, when we first started talking, you, me, and Adam, that one day, I remember, dude, it's crazy because you guys were just pumping me up so much. I remember I was sitting in a loaner vehicle, like a rental vehicle I was in,
Yeah.
outside my hotel in Arizona when I was telling you guys this goal of mine last year. I'm sitting in the driver's side seat on the phone with you and Adam
Mm-hmm.
because we're talking about the podcast. Like, hey, what are some ideas how we're going to cut content? Remember that? And that same conversation, I remember telling you guys, hey, yes, I'm helping in the painting community, but it's larger than that. I want to help people, like everyone,
Yeah.
every person on this walking earth. How can I do that? And I told you guys, this is just a tool, a vehicle to get me to the next people and the next people and the next people. So, like, when I remember that, I go, well, that's why I did the contractor excellence, right? Let's change the trades. Let's make sure that people understand, hey, if you're coming out of high school, you can go into the trades. Let's make that sexy again, right? Because people are like, how I grew up, right? I told my mentor, I was just like, man, I'm not trying to be a painter. Remember, I always
Yeah.
tell you guys the stories. And now I'm just like, dude, we are the future. Like,
Yep.
literally, the trades are the future. We are literally the skill, right? It takes skill to do what we do. There's nothing wrong with it. Just because we're not in an office, so to
Right.
speak, wearing
Mm-hmm.
a suit and tie, who's to say that that's not excellence, right? Um, so my whole perspective changed, and now I'm like, man, look at all of these younger guys that they're just super good at what they do. Pest
Mm-hmm.
control, plumbing, electricians, HVAC. I'm talking to these younger guys, and I'm like, man, like they need help too. They need guidance. They need a
100%.
mentor. So I was like, let's get bigger and get out there some more. So yeah, man, I'm excited, dude. I'm super pumped because it's still aligning with that vision.
Oh yeah.
Um, and yeah, man, we'll see where it takes us.
Dude,
So
there's a parallel to what you're saying though, right? Because I went to the paint store today. Granted, I don't go there a lot, right?
yeah,
But I'm in there. I'm with, the brother-in-law who's doing the door hangers with me just because he's coming along. And I'm
yep,
in there and I'm waiting there probably 30 minutes for this paint. And I'm like, if I did this every day, I would tear my hair out.
yeah,
I'd be like, this ain't it, right?
yep,
There's nothing wrong with doing it, but also when you're going to the paint store and you're the owner and you got your painting clothes on and you're still in the field and whatnot, you are limiting yourself so much.
yes,
Number one priority has to be setting up your business without you in it, right?
yes,
And sometimes it's too late. Look, you already did it. You already set it up how it is. You're in there. You got your ways of doing things. But like, just like you said, right? When you open yourself up and say, hey, what else is out there? It applies. As a business owner, if I say, hey, I'm going to take a chance, step off the tools, look at this thing high level, now I see it not as, oh, my baby, my business, everything got to be perfect. This is a vehicle to get me and my family to the next stage of our generational, whatever comes next,
yes,
right?
sir.
So it's like, begin with the end in mind. That's why it's so crucial what we're doing, because before people get in the mess or while they're in it, we say, hey, there's a better way. There's a bigger plan here. Open your mind up. I know you've been doing it like this for such a long time. I know you're locked in your process. Your guys want you to be there. Trust me on this. Once we get you out and open your horizon, you're going to feel like you can take over the world. You're going to be like, what property am I buying next? What business are we investing next? You know what I'm saying? It's incredible. You're no longer a slave to your business. So it's like, for you, you've built this not only painting business or multiple businesses. I don't know how many you got nowadays. Now you're looking at this coaching thing and you're like, all right, I'm dominating this too. What's next? Right?
Yeah.
You're opening the horizon. You're stepping back. You're looking big. You're saying, I want to touch everybody. Dude, that hypes me up.
Bro, I appreciate you, but you hyped me up on that call too, because you're like, dang, like that's the cool part of having the right people in your circle, you know.
Why not go for it all, bro?
100%.
Why not? It's like we're put on this earth to make a difference. I think, and I keep going back to this, but when I went to PaintCon and Andy Elliott he was looking me in the eyes like he wanted some piece of me. I was like, bro, if I take my eyes off this guy, I'm like, fucking gay. Like, I don't even know. But he goes, God needs leaders. And I'm just like, this is why I do it, bro.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, I've been trying to be like in my faith and apply that to my life and business and be this bigger, like, hey, what's next? Like, I'm doing all the right things. And then when he said that, it almost was like, this is why I'm doing it for.
Yeah.
This is what's next. Like, we have to be the people that we were just talking about that aren't in it to just make money, to make a difference, to meet people, build relationships, do huge things. And if we're not doing it, I mean, I would say somebody else will, but I don't know if they will in the way we could, if that makes sense.
100%. 100%.
So.
Here's the cool part, man. And I love that you bring this up. I'll make it very quick. That whole PaintCon event, something hit me, right? I talked to, especially Pettis, right? Like, he's younger, and I don't want to say younger. I hate saying those words. But the reality is I'm half his age, right? So
he's half your age.
I have to say it, right? Yeah. So I just felt enticed to say, you guys are the new fathers, right? So, like, biblically speaking, you know, when they talk about Father Abraham, right? And not to try to get all crazy with this, but the reality is this. There's new leaders coming in. So who is fathering them, right? And when I look at the Pettises and the Georgies and these younger guys in our industry, right?
Yeah.
I go, who is fathering them to become the fathers? So when you look at you and I as coaches, we're fathering the next generation, right? So when you're fathering them, they're learning the things that we had to learn the hard way, and then they're going to get there quicker, and they're going to father the next generation, right? And what Andy was talking about there when he was looking at us and he's saying these certain things, that's what he's talking about, right? God needs more leaders because leaders are falling off. Things in this world have changed so quickly that it's not good to be a man. It's not good to, you know, hold the fort and be able to do those things or whatever else is perceived right now. But the reality is this. The more leaders we breed, which everyone that's listening and watching is a leader, period. You are a leader. You just need to tap into that and then find out what works best for you and who you can be that leader for, right? And it all starts with self. The next piece of that is, and this is where I love what Andy said. I don't know if you caught that. Remember when he said, dude, this pierced me.
Yeah.
Leads, instead of looking at people as leads, look at them as lives. That was like, boom. Because like when we get into our businesses and we get into the service-based industry, right, or sales, we go, oh man, that lead was horrible, or that lead was this. It's like, what if you change your perspective and look at that as a life?
Yeah.
Whose life am I playing with by making these decisions or saying these certain things about? And that's where this whole perspective changed in saying we got to go bigger, right? Their lives were impacting.
Yeah.
And the more and more, dude, like just, you know, we had a private conversation. I'm going to say it, right? Because I was proud of the conversation. Dude, you were like, man, I never imagined seeing myself where I'm at right now.
Right.
And the crazy part is how fast tracked you gotten to where you're at. Look how much further you're going to grow because you're tapping into new markets within yourself.
Right.
Right. You're literally tapping into things that you're like, man, these limiting beliefs, these certain things that were in my way are gone. your lens is so new and bigger and broader, dude. And bro, your brain, I love your brain, man, because you're so creative and so specific about like how you want things done and stuff like that. The growth I've seen in the year I've known you, I'm like, dude, like, what's next year? I'm already like, what's next year going to look like for Aiden
Yeah,
and everybody else involved? It's wild, dude. So, man, I
that's
just had to
incredible.
go there because,
Nah, I appreciate it,
you
man.
know,
And I even
it's a
told you
lonely
that.
island sometimes.
Yeah, bro. I even told you that.
Yeah.
I said a couple years ago, I couldn't even fathom the positivity that's in my life right now.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And they
Yeah.
say that, compound interest is like the ninth or whatever wonder of the world. Relationships are that for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
like they take your life to a next level because it opens your mind up. It's like, damn, he just did that for me and I didn't ask anything of him. It's like, he just, wow. It's very
Yeah.
selfless. Now it starts to get in your head and you start to make decisions like that.
Yep.
And you start to, be selfless about the way you go about your life. Now your family's taking notice. Your immediate circle, your old friends are kind of like, damn, what happened? Like, you're
Yeah.
acting a little different, right? Like, you have to start cutting some people off because they're not aligned. But like, it's all good. It's positive.
Yes.
It's progression. It's gonna make a difference. So, bro, I mean, bro,
Yeah.
I'm blessed. The good thing is, man, we go in these pods and we just rip real life, real feelings, real what's going on, but also at the same time giving value because it's what changed our life. So why not spread the word and make everybody aware of what's going on? You know what I'm
Amen.
saying?
Amen to
It's
that,
like,
bro.
look, this worked for us or is
Yeah.
working, right? We still got some work to do, but like, look, take a page out of the book, make it your own, run with it. And whatever anybody said you couldn't be or whatever you thought you were, you can be so much bigger. You don't even know a percentage of what you can achieve, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even in like, because so many people do, right? And this is, again, another parallel for painters. They think if I just open myself up to everything, that's the best opportunity, right? Handyman, roofing, plumbing, painting. I'll just do it all. Any
Yeah.
project that comes up, I'll take it. It's not always the best thing to do, right?
Nope.
It's like we niche down, right? We
Yep.
niche really down, right? I'm literally doing production rates for painters. That's like my full-time job right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like you start to grow. You start to see a peak in that and you're like, all right, I'm taking this little fragment of 0.01% of what people need in their lives. And now I'm using it to do other things that I never even dreamt of before.
You know,
It's
wow, dude.
incredible. It's
You said
incredible,
it so well, dude. Yep.
man.
Love it, man. Love it. So excited, man. And I'm excited. So we're announcing, right? Officially every Tuesday now.
Yeah,
Pods are
every
dropping
Tuesday.
every Tuesday. You can hear it. You know it's coming out on Tuesdays. So you guys can always, and if for some reason you didn't see a Tuesday, you better hit up Aiden and I and be like, hey, what happened to our episode?
Yeah, maybe this one because we definitely need to be before the Eagles go to Super Bowl. So we'll release that before then because I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be all hype and then I ain't even going to say anything else. But anyway,
Yeah.
we have a ton of guests coming up, guys. I'm not going to say any names. I do want to shout out one person in your coaching group, bro. And this is
Okay.
somebody that listened from the beginning and he makes sure he lets us know, he gives us feedback. Mr.
Yeah.
Frank. Tell me how he killed it at that home show.
Dude, good for like here's the craziest part. This is what people don't know. Everyone thinks he's an actual client of mine. He's not. And
Still
here's
your
the
coaching.
funny part. Yeah, he's still getting coached, right? In the group. But this is what I admire about Frank. I love that you mentioned Frank. He is the literal student of any access he can have and implement what he's learning. He's not shy. He's vulnerable. He just tells you what it is. Like, hey, what do I need help with? Do this, and execute. And he does it.
Good.
And man, to put himself out in the show like that, I was so proud of him. I was like, man, like the booth he made, and then he used connections, right? Melody, who's in our group, helped him with it as well, right?
Yeah.
The design aspect of it. That's how powerful. Going back to networking, that MVP group, right? They networked. I didn't even know they networked amongst themselves to create that for the show. And then after the fact, I'm like, hey, man, that looks great. He's like, oh, yeah, Melody from our group did it. I was like, sweet. Like, that's the power of like connectivity, you know?
Yeah,
But
bro.
yeah,
It's
man,
like I got people in my coaching like, hey, yeah, I just did a job with Chris last week. We did the epoxy floors. I'm like, I didn't even know you were that close to be doing jobs together. But
that's
yeah,
awesome.
I want to give him a little shout out right here. I
Yeah,
want to
man.
share my screen real quick because I also want to explain what we're talking about.
He did such a great job. I'm
But
curious to hear about his turnout too, man.
if you can see this, so Frank did a home show, and basically he had the booth up there. You know, I could probably share the booth also, but he had the booth up there, right? And he had 38 confirmed booked estimates.
Sheesh.
That's incredible, right? All he did was
Yes,
have the booth up there, have the home show. He probably had an awesome offer. My man had 38 confirmed booked estimates. What would that do for you and your business?
bro. And here's the craziest part. It was a giveaway, one $5,000 giveaway for cabinet job. That was like
Dude,
the entry,
you
right?
know who did that? Manny, 47 painting.
Okay, I
He
saw
did
a
that.
video.
Yes, he did that in his local community. Gave away a full kitchen refinish, right? And my man blew up. Did it 2 years in a row, getting massive followers, massive leads, massive jobs.
Wow.
Guys, this is free game.
He
You know what I'm
said
saying?
giving too, right? Like gave a job out and look what he received.
That's the theme, bro. We got a
Wow.
title for this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Damn. Cool, man. Hey, man, it was awesome kicking it with you, man. I'm glad,
100%.
we got this thing rolling. And like I said, like you said, every Tuesday, man, we're on it. Contractor Excellence is Joel's new page. Obviously, give him a follow, hit him
Appreciate
up.
it.
Hit us up as well, right? Paint Your
Yeah.
Path podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Yeah, we're on YouTube, Spotify. Catch us, tell your friends, like,
Yeah.
comment. Send us messages of things you want to hear and cover because we're open books, guys. If there's something you want to hear about, we're going to give you our best foot forward on how we do it, how we take care of it, what advice we have, and who we've seen success from it. All right. So, Joel, I'll let you end it.
Yeah, man. So I'm all about reframing a lot lately. So I just made a post that says impossible. So I want to use two things real quick for you guys to start thinking of. If you separate impossible to I'm possible, right? Same word, different outcome, different belief system. And the next one would be responsibility, the ability to respond, right? So if you guys separate responsibility, it's the ability to respond. So instead of a quote this week, I want you to really reframe your mind when you hear something and how you can change it to the positive. If that's helpful for you this week, I did my job for the week, and I hope that's impactful. So instead of impossible, I'm possible. And instead of this is just my responsibility, it's my ability to respond. I hope you
Wow.
guys have a great one on that one.
Go sit on that, guys. All right. Enjoy the rest of your guys' week. Catch you later.
Yes, sir.